Well, I want to welcome you all to the violin class, right? So, nice to see you all in the audience. My name is Zhao. I'm on the violin faculty at the Conservatory in San Francisco, and also a violinist at the San Francisco Symphony. And I'm a Round Top alum, so I've been here since I was actually my senior year in high school. I've been coming here for a long time. I've learned so much from this festival, and I think one of the highlights of being here is always being able to play in a great concert hall. There are various festivals out there, but this is one special concert hall. It's a real concert space, and the sound on stage is incredible, so I always enjoy coming here and playing orchestra and chamber music concerts. And this chapel is actually a wonderful place to play chamber music too, so that's, when I first started coming here in the late 90s, we didn't have the chapel. Great, so let's get started. We have 3 violinists playing today, and I think in the middle I will also talk a little bit about things that might be helpful to you as a violinist and as musicians and various instruments. So we'll get started with Julian. What would you like to play?
The Barber second movement.
Beautiful. I think you have a lot of expression in your playing, and I think majority of the things sounds really good. And then here and there, I feel that you need to keep it flowing a little bit more. In slow movements, it's very important to keep the pulse moving here and there. And I think a lot of things that didn't work out so well is because of bow distribution. It's like, you can do however you like, but here and there it feels a little awkward, it looks a little awkward, and it didn't sound as good. Maybe just play the very beginning one more time, and I'll stop you here and there. On the first note, can you, there's a piece of water in case you need it. On the first note, see if you can come down a little bit before you start out, and then come down a little bit, then move up. One more time. Use a slightly wider vibrato at the beginning, and then narrow the vibrato a little bit as you diminuendo. So don't accent all of a sudden. He didn't write it great. I know that you wanted to do 2 down bows, which is fine, but maybe just keep it a bit more. Go ahead. One more thing is, the G, make sure the vibrato, the top of the oscillation needs to be really in tune. It's a little bit low. Human ears tend to hear the top of that frequency, so you want to make sure that it's, no matter how wide it is, sometimes it could be almost half a step, but you have to be careful with that. By the way, violinists, if you ever to do something like, if you want to go that wide, is make sure the speed is fast enough. That's going to sound wobbly. Then it's going to sound just fine. So speed and oscillation has a lot to do with how we hear. It's a little. I think of it a little bit like fluorescent lights. It's actually flickering, but for us, if it's fast enough, we don't see it flickering. But if you have a frame rate on your iPhone, record it at a certain frame rate, it's going to see all of that. So make sure it's fast enough that you want to go wide, so it still sounds really in tune. Can you close up the gap? Hold it as long as you can. Tom, tom. What's your bowing? I think for the amount of pressure that you're using, you have to use a lot more vibrato to be expressive. It didn't seem to match. Just fa, mi, do. Don't forget to vibrate on that one. That's not enough solo. However you want to bow that. Yeah. Shift a little quicker. And then if you need to do two bows, you really have to connect really well so no one hears that break. Sustain forte. Even more pressure to, tip. And then you want to make something like that interesting. You maybe start out a little bit more, or a little bit more shape within that forte that you want to do. Like this, when the orchestra is actually, you're the orchestra. If you feel that the orchestra is a little bit more than you think, you have to make sure you do a little bit more, the beginning of the notes, bring them out a little bit more. A little bit more punctuated, so people can hear your line. The tempo one. bit more expression in terms of vibrato speed and a little bit more into the string. One more time, sing it please. So whatever the bowing you want to do, let me see. So all of these higher notes, you just have to dig in a little bit more like a cellist. Right there. Even more articulated. What you have to do is so at the beginning of these notes have a slight burst of vibrato. So I think the beginning of these notes might be a little bit faster so you can have a bit more heartfelt moments there. So he doesn't have to play out like that. So, still play maybe slightly less, but still focus sound. So if she's a little bit less, I think we can do that. So you have to either measure that or do a finger extension or shift. That has to be really, because every time you play a one, you're not sure where it is back there. So practice a little bit of that. You can get it in 3 seconds. Yeah, so from here. That's your fingering. Visually look at it, see where. Yeah. Next one. Good, you got it. This one. Yeah. Now, you have to decide how you want to shift. Do you want to extend? Goes too far. So a little bit of shift in this case, your wrist. Yeah, it's not really this type of shift is not you don't have to move your elbow, but it's just in the wrist. You have to do that a few times. Yeah. bit of lifting, so be really clean. Because I think if you hold on just right to shift like that, it gets stuck. Lift up a little bit. Another thing is, once you get that locked in, is pass the vibrato through. So the one doesn't, yeah, right now the one doesn't have a vibrato at the beginning and then it starts to vibrate. Yeah. You want to try that? Very nice. Okay. Thank you. We'll stop here and which one are you playing?
Copious first time.
Great. How much of it do you want to play?
I'm playing always
All the way to what?
the recap.
Great. very beginning, I think it needs to be more just dreamier. And I feel that when you're crossing your strings, it sounds a little too different here and there. And it needs to sound like just one voice in this case. So all of the instruments here and there has dark spots, bright spots. We have to work it out. There are times that we have to sound different, and that's why we have 4 different strings. You can go up in one string for different colors. But in this case, at the beginning, let's find it like, just make it sound like one string. Go ahead. So these long notes, make sure at the very beginning, within 2 notes, you're telling the story already. How about a little longer? Now, you get to decide if you want to crescendo on that long note, swell in the middle, come down, or do whatever you like, but you have to decide. Maybe when you do a crescendo like that, just don't press too much, because everything still is within dreamy pianissimo. So it's just a nostalgic moment, perhaps. Would probably be more pianissimo up there. There you can find different voices on different strings. Yeah, try one from the same player. So if you select, place your bow here for the A string. But that's pretty high.
Yeah.
If you, doesn't sound good. And you don't have to press at all when you're that close to the bridge on the A string. And if you can't reach it, it's just because you didn't shift far enough. you got this. And then you're kind of back to kind of a weird position here that I think even in third position here is that you want to get up because the next passage is that you have to go up again. So if you park your elbow here, then you have to move it again. So you want to kind of find. So your elbow could be just somewhere between here and here, so you don't have to work so hard going up and down. And then just play a little closer to the bridge. Yeah. So whatever the tempo you arrive at, just follow your own tempo.
No.
One. In these 16 notes, you do have to vibrate a little bit, or else it sounds a little bit dry. So vibrate here. Yeah. Good. That sounds good. Flatter here. Because you're at the upper half, you need more bow on that first note. And one more thing. All of this, can you do flatter here? You can control here. So basically, it's that. You try to get more sound, and you're pressing on the sides, and then it's not consistent. Here and there, you're flat here, and here and there, it's like that.
No.
So when you want to be big here, effortlessly, just flip it to forward here. So I do have to shift up a little bit, right? And depending on are you doing one? Oh, then you don't have to shift. Can you measure that? Yeah. So this is just right across, and then you just have to lift up a little bit with your finger. Very rhythmic. However you want to do. Make sure all 6 notes comes through. So when you have to play more notes about the same timing, and in this case it's a lot shorter, it said you have to be a lot more into the string on the up. If it's too fast, it sounds messy. 1, 2, 3. I would just use, with your bowing, I would use maybe lower. Maybe to here and then start here. Come back to the same frog. A bit more grip on up bow. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Go on. Whatever you're going in. Also, maybe make a little crescendo on this one. Bom, bom, bom. Whole step. Good. Don't slow down. Whoops. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, so practice it so you're not actually need a bit more time, right? So all this have to practice, even if you know it, right? And I think in this case also, as you're going up, is that also lift up a little bit more. Just lift up a little bit more. Yeah, and of course. Especially the last one. Last couple ones, the shift has to be a little faster. And don't slow down. So down, go up, go, whatever you want to do. Some people do that. Just very rhythmic. And you want to match the down bow and up bows. And if you, I think here also you start here. More crescendo at the end. That's it. And I find it easy to do this down bow first. So you don't run out of bow, but it sounds the same, you know. Yeah, it's just that one note difference, but if you do up bow, you run out. Okay, go on. Would that be really clean? So we have to squeezing a lot of notes. Immediately into the string. You have to know when to cross. If you use the fourth, bring out that fourth. And one more thing. I think you're pressing too hard. Right after you come down like this, is you release the tension. And just press enough that you can, hold the vibrato, kind of play the vibrato without moving. Can you just do it left hand? Da-dum, da-dum. Yeah, if it looks like that's too, pressing too hard. Da-dum. So that was good. Yeah, let's try that. In order to play this cleanly is that kind of stuff, like Stravinsky. Yeah. sing harmonically. I wouldn't bring out too much of the 2. The E has to come. So from here, first position, this is really high. So what do you have to do to bring that E? You have to move your bow from here to slightly higher, slightly closer to the bridge. So it's very little bow. Beginning the E has to speak. Play this note. Lower half, lower middle. That's where it needs to be, yeah. First you have to find the note. You have to know how to initiate it right here. You do that. Sound. And when you arrive, do a quick vibrato. Yeah, so this just have to be more reliably in tune. So when you're practicing, there's a lot of leaps in this piece, right? So if you're using extensions or whatever the fingering you use is to frame it a little bit better so you don't work so hard on the left hand. So everything kind of in groups, so rather than frantically jumping. So know when to puff. So in this section, there's so many different sections in this piece. Each section is kind of different bow strokes and different dance, if you call it. Is that keep it consistent. So when you start that, keep it probably in the same part of the bow, and as it gets louder, do a little bit more articulation here. Okay. You're slowing down on the up bow. Okay. So once you start the tempo, follow your own tempo. Excellent. Bring that out. So all of that. I don't know where your fingering is, but make sure it's really in tune there. The beginning is really good. One more time. And then you.
Okay.
Yeah, don't rush through. So it's very, very, it's all rhythmically here. Whenever you have to do slurs, triplets, it's suddenly rhythm is here, right? So when you're practicing, I'm not using that much bow, but I want to match the sound of. Right? It's better, but your slur is significantly softer. Suddenly you run. It suddenly starts to run, like it's suddenly faster. You're compressing that. So can you do slowly together? One and one. Yeah. So it's fancier to go up. I used to do that. It's whatever you can play in time and cleaning. There is also a thing going staying on third position. You know that, right? So it's right there,
Okay.
just so you know.
Yeah.
If you have to play cleaning in time, and if you're going up, going up looks more heroic. So, yeah. Okay, go on. And then all you can't run, right? So whatever tempo you have, you don't play the slur faster. Make a huge crescendo. Yeah, so in this case, just move a little bit to here. That's good. Anything more sound? Play into the string. Like more sustained. You have to know when to cross, because right, your bow is a little confused, right? Am I supposed to cross or not? Crescendo? One more time. That's it. And then start out more. Just rip, da, da, da. Not too much slow. Just stay here. Remember, this is a piece with the orchestra, so you can't suddenly do. Beautiful line, very nice. That E sticks out a little too much.
Okay.
Sounds better if you use open string. Well, I would suggest less. And more on that stroke, so you can match. Otherwise,
Right.
it sounds. Yeah, I just do that. Now, I think your pits on the A string, it's a lot darker than mine.
Yeah.
Maybe the nature of the instrument.
Yeah.
One thing you can do, maybe put it a little closer to the fingerboard edge. And then pit this way, like this. Yeah, don't do, because there's lots of different sounds. If you just do this, it's all different sounds. So you have to explore. And your finger's already curved. By the way, pitching, if you're already curved, that means you have to use your elbow to do that. So, but if you do this, you're using a little bit more speed. Think of just someone who's doing down bow. If they're not using fingers, it looks like that. But so you have to reset like this. So you can dynamically be in control just with the joints. All of that without using any elbow. Okay, so exercise this one. One more time. So start with thumb. Piano. Boom. Okay, one. This is a wartime music. It was written in 1915, right after the war. It's a love story at the beginning. This is kind of traveling through war-torn countries, and so more like trains. Harmonic, usually close to the bridge, especially if it's forte. Articulate this note because it's not the same pressure as the harmonic. It should sound like a slur. I guess the emphasis is on the harmonic. This section is like holding a train coming at you. So all of that, a little bit more solid sounding. See, I'm right next to the bridge on the E string. But make sure this section close to the bridge, but a good sound. You don't want to sound too scratchy because, yes, it is wartime music, but violinistically it's too easy to sound scratchy. It's much harder to sound powerful and expressive, and also in forte in this section, right? So just have to gauge how much, if it sounds scratchy or something, then, polish it a little bit, so it's better, okay? So that Yeah, there's a lot of things to do, but no, one more thing. This, you can take time to be more expressive and express yourself in the harmony. So there's a lot of tensions, and when you have dissonance. Right, so all of that it can be more vibratos here and there, and make sure that you feel each chord, it has different stories to it, and kind of take your time on this one, all right, before you go into the recap. Okay, wonderful.
I have one second movement. So
Great.
if you want the music, I have
That's okay. So I think in this piece that I think you've already got really beautiful vibratos and sense of, you know, the story that you want to tell. And I think what I'd like to hear is actually more variety of slightly faster vibrato here and there. And then also a little bit more tricks here and there in the slides.
Okay.
And the middle part, that needs to be, well, not needs to be, but I would see it as a sense of wonder. So a little bit faster here and there, a little bit more Chopin-esque, a little bit more just a little faster. It's a little too meditative, just like the beginning.
Okay.
So I thought maybe a little bit more movement in those two sections would really add a special touch to this whole thing. Yeah, so the beginning, can you play one more time? Good. I think in Dolce, it sounds beautiful and relaxing, and I think you could do more variety of. I'm sure you've heard the high-pitch recording. So high-pitch also does a lot of post-step slides, which is really nice. Even with that one too. Now, how much you want to do, it's a matter of taste. That's just too much. So how do you play less and then still have a crescendo? Is that as you're sliding, you slightly less low pressure. We can pull back dynamically. In the beginning, start with a smaller but faster vibrato, smaller inches of width. So when you come in, the orchestra is holding, chords. Is that suddenly these people hear you as a soloist, not just trying to blend in harmonically with the same vibrato as everyone else in the orchestra. So when you're playing orchestra, when orchestra is doing harmonies for you, is in melodic passages. Is you want to select a slightly different vibrato. Same as the orchestra. If the orchestra is playing with you, if they use the same vibrato as you, they're going to completely swallow you, right? So you just listen and say, oh, what? Are they doing non-vibrato here? Oh, great. This is, like, I can do a lot of varieties, right? But if they already have this vibrato, it's like, oh, I better do a little faster here and there. So people really, really hear the difference between a soloist and an accompaniment in this case, okay? Try that. How I moved my bow from here to here. So I'm playing playing around between here and here, depending on how high it is, depending on my phrasing. But it's going to sound a lot cleaner in a big hall.
Okay.
To the stream then. And then pull back a little bit.
Okay.
Alright. And then one more thing is, can you be more legato? I hear too many note changes. So however you want to do it, just, this is a single moment, right? This is like Rachmaninoff meets Paganini, this piece. Really is, there's a lot of burst of quick notes and then beautiful, beautiful melodies. The end of the phrase. Look. So don't go down to nothing. Because it's going to rain in the hall. If it's a nice hall.
Yeah.
Maybe less here. Notes are happening, I would do a little bit more articulation. Chirping. And that's a little bit too much. Maybe as you're sliding, slightly less bow pressure. So it's not, but otherwise it sounds more than the two notes.
Okay.
And this one, I would slide up because a singer would do that. A singer doesn't do. That's very instrumental violinist sort of, or keyboard like. Slight on the 3. Something like that,
Yeah.
right? So it's more singer-like. Anyway. I did yeah. That's beautiful. And coming out of the trill, always vibrate. Sounds a little bit too buckled here. So play around here, not the side of the house.
Okay.
This is all 14. It could be even cleaner. Little closer bridge. Yes. Good. 3 times you can also do something like. So something like that if you want to. You don't have to do it twice, but. Lift up the violin. Make sure you shift. And this one, it's actually a pretty fast shift, right? So, no vibrato until you reach it, here.
Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, so very similar to all of this. Make sure that you're close to the bridge. And you can still sing because you don't need to press when you're next to the bridge. And maybe just do one more here. That should sound a little bit more improvisational.
Okay.
Like Strauss sonata here and there, you know.
Yeah.
Third movement, sort of thing. That sounds really good. All right? Beautiful.
Thank you.
I know you all have a rehearsal at 3:30. Just before you end, I want to just quickly give you a little advice on chamber music, why we're here and all that, is that I know that in every festival, there's groups that clicks, and then the groups that, well, don't click as well. So, every summer there's groups that's kind of disband here and there, and happened to me, happened to everyone here and there. But I think it's really important to learn how to navigate that. So I'm going to just give you a very quick advice before you leave, is that there are many ways to do that because everyone comes with a different musical background. Everyone hears different recordings. Everyone comes from all over the world, and you're all really good individual players. And it's that a lot of times, if you haven't had much experience playing together, that's the issue, right? Because a lot of times, I know how to play my part, but I'm too different tempo, but why are you doing that so much slower than me? And so there are ways to do that, because, well, in a festival, if there's a coach, it's a lot easier. If it's one dedicated coach, that person gives you the tempo and all the things. So you kind of listen to. It's sort of like a conductor, right? Orchestra. An orchestra without conductor can be very chaotic because if everybody wants to speak up and do their interpretation. So it's the same thing. It's with larger groups. If you have quartet, quintet, larger groups, it gets harder and harder. And so what I would advise is that in a professional field is that you are always going to be working with different people. So you have to, like every week in the top orchestra is that you always play with different conductors, different soloists. They all come in with different interpretations. And some of them have to kind of adjust to us. Some of them, well, sometimes we have to adjust to them quite a bit. So we have to make whatever, like if it's a new tempo to you, try it, because you might like it. And you might think that whatever the tempo, even if it's too slow, too fast, is to make it sound good because that is your job. And then you can't, can you imagine that for the orchestra, the conductor comes in, we're like, we don't like that tempo, okay, we're just not going to play this week. No, that's not going to happen, right? We always figure out a way to make it sound good because we have concerts. And same as you guys, I think it's great that a festival provides an opportunity to play through the entire piece. And so make sure that there are ways, another way to do that is that, if it's 4 movements, if it's 4 of you, it's like, how about each of us lead a movement? So whatever that person says, let's do it for that movement. So that might be a good compromise. And then also when there's a piece where, well, there's a lot of individual solos. So whenever you have solos, absolutely go with that, whoever has a solo. And so and then also you have to be very open-minded, right? So as I said, that it's really, really important to learn others' interpretations and play it well. And of course, when there's major, differences here and there, yeah, sometimes having a coach or a dedicated person to help or a leader within that group definitely does help solve that problem. But it's really, really important to solve these problem issues on your own. And I feel when I had a string quartet here is that, well, actually I came in a little late that year when I was in college and I didn't have a group. And it was because one of the other violinists of a Schubert quartet was too busy working on solo stuff, was overwhelmed, didn't want to play in that group. So that group didn't have anybody, and I jumped in. So that was kind of similar situation as some of you, when one person didn't want to play or somehow it didn't work out. So to me, well, I actually ended up playing with that group for 3 years, as a professional quartet. And so that was a lot of fun. And it does happen in the festivals. So I want to just kind of give you a little advice on how to do that. And we're kind of running out of time. You guys have to get ready for orchestra. Very simple orchestra etiquette, by the way, you may not know, is that in audition, you can play really well with an audition, and if you don't do certain things, like in the trial weeks, you may not pass that trial week. So what are those things? I think that one of the number one things I hear all the time in meetings or these committee talks is that someone doesn't know how to play soft. So soloistically, we always have to, play into the string because we have to project. So our entire life is we always playing solo repertoire, chamber music is always heard. And in orchestra, occasionally, I would say that by default, anything under piano, anything's piano and under, play softer than your stand partner. Then you wouldn't have any problems like that. And when it's mezzo forte and a forte and above, play out like you're a soloist. And so the range in orchestra is much bigger than you can imagine, especially in a good orchestra. A lot of times youth orchestras or festival orchestras do not know how to play soft. So it's really important to play soft because there's so many of you. If it says piano, if everybody just played a normal standard solo piano, it's still too loud, way too loud. So you have to almost do nothing. And when you're playing concerto in the orchestra, if you can't hear the soloist, even if you're sitting in the back, you're playing too loud. So pretend to play sometimes, pretend to be really looking very enthusiastic, but really don't make too much sound when someone else has a big solo, and because you will cover them up. And that's a problem with Brahms violin concerto. Even major orchestras sometimes, it's too loud. And unless the conductor said, oh, I'm gonna play softer here. We see notes, we get enthusiastic, and we all play too much. So the balance is, having the right balance is really, really important, okay? And don't forget to bring a pencil. I've heard that in committee meetings. So-and-so didn't bring a pencil to rehearsals. Oops. I mean, that is, really tragic if you actually win an audition and not pass because you didn't bring a pencil to rehearsals. I mean, right? Sounds ridiculous. But it's true that, well, we keep on changing things all the time. So if you don't bring a pencil, do you just, not make any notes here and there, piano and conductor wants different bowing? You just assume someone else is going to do that for you? So make sure you do that. And always arrive 15 minutes early. And another thing people don't know is that it doesn't really matter when you get on stage, but if you take your music and then you go practice in the practice room where you arrive really late, and you're like, well, where's the music? Where's my new stand partner? Yeah, and so it's because people do get there a little early to warm up, and then if their music is not on their stand, they'd be looking for you. And if you show up 5 minutes before, oops, that's another big no-no. Okay, so little tiny things like that can definitely, kind of set you back if you didn't know it. All right. So any questions or anything, feel free to ask. I'm happy to give you a lot of these advice. So anyway, nice to hear some of you play. I'm looking forward to your concert on Saturday.